Have you ever felt like you were chasing happiness, but no matter how hard you tried, it always seemed out of reach? Like running toward the horizon, the closer you got, the further it moved away. That's what life felt like for so long, until one moment changed everything. And what I learned might surprise you. It wasn't a big life event or some grand achievement that finally brought happiness. It started with a single ordinary day, the kind of day most people wouldn't even notice. On that day, something small happened that forced me to stop and question everything I thought I knew about being happy. And that small moment led me to a discovery that I want to share with you.
It began with a simple thought. Why does happiness always feel temporary? We get the promotion, the house, the car, yet after a while the excitement fades. Even the things we once dreamed about feel normal, even boring. Why does that happen? I realized I had been living my life as if happiness was something I could earn, collect, or buy. But I was wrong. Terribly wrong. I started looking closer at the people around me. There were those who seemed to have everything, wealth, success, recognition, but still appeared empty. And then there were people who had so little, yet they glowed with contentment. What did they know that I didn't?
One morning, I sat outside in a small park watching a man with his young daughter. She wasn't holding a fancy toy or wearing expensive clothes. She was just sitting there, giggling as she tried to catch the leaves falling from a tree. She wasn't worried about yesterday or tomorrow. She wasn't thinking about what she lacked or what she wanted. She was just happy. And it hit me. Happiness isn't something we chase, it's something we notice. It's not hiding in the next big thing or in the perfect moment. It's here, in the small, quiet details we overlook because we're too busy running towards something else. But that realization wasn't enough. I had to unlearn years of habits and ideas. I had to face uncomfortable truths about how I was living, and it wasn't easy. One of the hardest lessons was learning to let go of comparison. It's something we all do, isn't it? We scroll through photos of perfect vacations, perfect bodies, perfect lives, and wonder why we don't have what they have. I realized comparison is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with other people's lives, weighing us down and keeping us from enjoying our own. So I tried something new. Every time I felt that pull to compare, I paused and asked myself, what can I appreciate about my life right now? It felt strange at first, but slowly I started noticing things I had overlooked for years. The warmth of the sun on my face, the sound of laughter in another room, the way a friend truly listened when I needed to talk. And that led to the next discovery. Gratitude. Real, raw gratitude, not for the big things, but for the little ones we often ignore. Did you know your brain can't focus on gratitude and negativity at the same time? It's impossible. So every morning, I started writing down 3 things I was grateful for. At first it felt silly, but soon I realized it changed the way I saw everything. Even on hard days, there was always something. Always. But gratitude alone isn't the whole story. The truth is, happiness isn't just about how we feel, it's about how we connect. Have you ever noticed that the moments that mean the most to you almost always involve someone else? A friend, a loved one, even a stranger who showed kindness? Connection is the bridge to joy. I started reaching out to people I cared about more often. Sometimes it was just a text, other times a phone call. I even reconnected with an old friend I hadn't spoken to in years. And every single time, it reminded me that we're not meant to do life alone. True happiness grows when we share it. And then there's one final piece, the hardest, but the most powerful, learning to accept yourself. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But think about it. How often do we beat ourselves up for not being enough? Not smart enough, not successful enough, not good enough. We treat happiness like it's a reward we can only deserve once we've achieved perfection. But here's the truth. You are enough right now as you are. The happiest people aren't the ones who have it all figured out. They're the ones who embrace their imperfections, who give themselves grace, who let go of the idea that they need to earn their worth. So, what's the secret to true happiness? It's not in a new car, a bigger house, or a perfect Instagram post. It's in noticing the beauty of the ordinary. It's in choosing gratitude over comparison, connection over isolation, and self-compassion over self-criticism. The secret to happiness isn't hidden. It's been right in front of us all along. It's in the laughter of a child, the warmth of a hug, the kindness of a stranger. It's in the way the sun rises every morning, no matter how dark the night was before. And here's the most amazing part. Once you find it, you can share it. You can be the reason someone else smiles, feels seen, or knows they're not alone. Because happiness doesn't shrink when you give it away, it multiplies. So stop chasing happiness. It's not running from you. It's waiting for you to pause, to notice, to choose it. And when you do, you'll realize the secret to true happiness isn't in what you achieve. It's in how you live.